Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at Douglas Murray. Before we get into the actual nitty gritty of the video though everyone, I thought we needed reminding why we're fighting. Now this is one of the reasons, and it is the beautiful, beautiful country we have. This is a ride through the Peak District I thought I'd bring to you as well. Now don't turn off if you don't like bikers, there is plenty of information in the video as well. Now as you're probably aware, I quite like Douglas Murray. I don't agree with him on everything, obviously, but who needs to really, apart from the offence mob. And I have read both of his books. I would suggest you read them too. They are very, very, very good books. Slow Death of Europe and The Madness of Crowds. Now this is an article that he's written in The Sun, and I think, same again, I don't agree with everything that's written in this, but 98% of it is bang on the money. So I thought I'd bring it to you by reading it. Douglas Murray, no one's listening to you anymore. Boris. Too often the story has changed. So he's off to a good start, isn't he? There were terrible scenes in the UK and around the world this weekend. In multiple cities and countries, members of the public came out to protest the endless rolling lockdowns and vaccine rules. In Australia, mounted police on horseback confronted crowds. In Paris, police fired tear gas, and in London, Manchester and other UK cities, police and demonstrators clashed. In Manchester, a crowd tried to storm a lurgy test centre, and in Parliament Square in the capital, arrests were made as police and protesters got into a standoff. Now we've all seen the footage of that, I'll leave that one to your decisions. There have inevitably been a fringe of whack jobs and conspiracy theorists at the rallies. People who believe that the virus is not real or only exists as a means to control the population. But just because there are loons in the mix, it does not mean the concerns of many should not be listened to. I'd like to say at this point, saying that this came from a lab in Wuhan would have been classed as fringe of whack jobs and conspiracy theories not so long ago. Now look where that whack job conspiracy theory is. The truth is that time and again the government has underestimated a part of the public mood. That part I thoroughly agree with. A week ago we were meant to see Freedom Day, but in the days that followed more than 600,000 people have been pinged by the NHS app and told to isolate.
Check this out. Oh, this is gorgeous.
That's up to more like 2 million or something, isn't it? Something stupid like that. It is a symbol of a serious problem, which is that every time we get another goal, the government has created the goalpost shift. A generous view would say the situation keeps on changing and that the government is simply trying to adapt. But too often, the whole story has changed. And as the lurgy era drags on, this is being noticed by more and more people. So frustrations are building. At the very start of the pandemic, US Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci said that masks did nothing to prevent the spread of the virus. Later he and others tried to make everyone wear them. But nothing has stoked public discontent like the endless lockdowns. We started with 2 weeks to flatten the curve, remember that? People who said then that the lockdowns could be endless sounded mad. Then as the weeks became months, the mad people sounded like they might be onto something. Well, maybe you should stop calling people mad and listen to people for once. You're guilty of that as well, to be honest, Douglas. But that's my criticism over, we'll carry on. More than a year later, we were still in lockdown, and now we have Freedom Day finally arrive, only to discover that it was a fizzle. In vast swathes of life, masks now seem to be expected to be worn forever. Not in my swathe of life it doesn't. And no sooner were people allowed into nightclubs than the government announced that you will need a lurgy certificate to enter the club from September. Seems to be a running date that, doesn't it, September? All the time facts emerge which go against what we have all been made to put up with. For instance, already this year hundreds of thousands of school children have been sent home to self-isolate for 10 days because a single member of their class has the lurgy. And now this week it seems that this was unnecessary. A new study has shown that more than 98% of children sent home did not develop lurgy even if one of their classmates had it. How much more disruption of the education can this generation take? I think it's already past bingo fuel stage. And how much will their parents tolerate? That is a very good question. How much will their parents tolerate? Seems to be quite a lot, doesn't it, at the moment? All this helps fuel the growing number of people who are just not listening anymore, especially now we have the shifting story on lurgy jibby jabbies. As the excellent jibby jabby programme rolled out, we were told this was the way out of the lurgy era. Then the Prime Minister said the fall in cases was due to lockdowns, not jibby jabbies. A terrible misstep. And despite the fact that most of the country are now jibby jabbied, it comes to seem as though life is going to continue in this new normal. We see people who have had the virus and are double jabbed being expected to isolate for being near someone who has a positive test. Society and the economy just cannot stop starting like this or sputtering along forever. We need to have a vision of where we're heading. We need leadership that's going to be straight with us and help us see our long-term future. Yeah, good luck with that, with what we've got at the minute. I can't see anyone in the Houses of Parliament that would even come close to that. Does anyone disagree with me? The increased number of protests suggests not only that we don't know where we are headed, but the government is not being straight with us. We keep getting deadlines that pass and promises that are not fulfilled. Into that gap, an awful lot of bad things can flood in. Jibby-jabby suspicion becomes jab denial, becomes jab refusal. It is the same with social distancing, masks, travelling and more. If the government does not get a grip, then the protests this week could be a taste of much worse to come. So as you can see, Douglas seems to have his ear to the ground a hell of a lot more than any MP at the moment. Now obviously I don't agree with all of that. I'll let you make your mind up on what I don't agree with. But mostly, he's bang on the money, isn't he? And it seems that the Tories just haven't got a clue about public opinion changing. But I'd like to know your opinion, everyone. Let me know what you think. What did you think of the article? Do you think he's right? Do you think he's wrong? Where did you think he was wrong and right? Now, if you're not aware, this channel has been demonetised, so I rely on you to evade the algorithms and share it out as much as you possibly can. And also, if you can contribute towards the channel, that's done in numerous ways. There are links in the description of the video. Go and check them out, and any contribution would be massively appreciated. Stay sane, everyone. I'll see you on the next one.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.